Man, so for today's tier list, we're going to be talking about what makes a man attractive, and we're going to be going. We're gonna be going a little bit fast, but I do want to break down some of the things before I go ahead and get into it. So, I'll go ahead and tell you exactly what all of these are beforehand, and then we'll go ahead and get into the. Obviously, these are very, very obvious. The tier list. So you got top tier attraction, very attractive, decently attractive, not important, and you're cooked. So first one, Dave Chappelle. This is going to be being funny. The next one's going to be have money. The next one's going to be having an abundance mindset. That's going to be Elon. The Giga Chad. Giga Chad's going to be facial looks. That's very, very important, and I will mention that a little bit later. Next one's going to be hygiene. That's pretty much an obvious one right there. The next one's going to be having a social life. That is very, very important. Next one going to be uh, having social status or having being able to talk to women, right? This is going to be one that's definitely going to be very, very important as well. That one's obviously, lack of hygiene. Next one, Kanye. That one's going to be bad mental hygiene. This one right here is going to be good mental hygiene. This one's going to be having interests. Joe Rogan, man of many talents. We're gonna go ahead and use him as the. We're gonna go ahead and use him as a man of many interests. This one's going to be body for looks. This one's going to be status. This one's going to be confidence, and this one's going to be having a scarcity mindset. So that's how we're gonna go ahead and run it, and I'll go ahead and break down all of these. So first one, being funny, right? This is one that I see a lot of men. They really overvalue this, and I would say a lot of women, and I've known a lot of women to really say that they value this as very, very important when it comes to attraction. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of the guys who have this approach to being funny, they don't necessarily they lean into it a little bit too much, right? As a man, you should have humor and you should be funny, right? Those are the most obvious things that exist because it's just basic social interaction. But I'd say when it comes to being funny, I think it is decently attractive for reasons in which I'll mention, right? So just because you're funny doesn't mean you're going to be good with women, right? It means it being funny can add, but it's not going to really carry you in the interaction. Just 'cause if you're cooked in every other area of life but you're funny, unless you have that social status, like whether you're a comedian or something else, for the most part, it's just going to be decently attractive to women. It's not really going to, it's not going to take you from good to great, or it's going to take you from good to great. It's not going to take you from, let's just say average to great. It'll never take you there. So I see a lot of men, they really lean into this because, quite frankly, they might not have anything else working for themselves. But being funny, it's only decently attractive in my opinion. And if you have any disagreements, feel free to leave it in the comments because we're up for debate on all these, right? All right, next one, having money. You already know where this is going, right? So just because you have money doesn't mean you have women. Doesn't mean you're attractive. You see a lot of men, and I'll mention this as well. I think it's very, very important for men to learn how to get women without money because when you do have money, or let's just say you put dating on the back burner and you're like, okay, I really want to focus in on, money, making money, working on whatever, right? You're still going to lack the social skills. You're still going to lack other things. And I do believe that this is definitely very, very important. But at the same time, most men that have a lot of money, and maybe that's the only thing they have going for them, they really just lead with money. And it doesn't necessarily work out as good as they think it's going to. So I'll give you an example, right? Let's just say you're one of those guys that took the advice of saying, you know what, you need to work on yourself, you need to focus on the business, and you need to focus on making money, and then you can deal with women. A lot of those men, they lack the social skills that's going to really take them over the place that they're trying to go. So I'd say money is definitely, I'm not going to say it's not important. It's definitely very, very important because it shows your ability to acquire resources. So that's automatically going to be attractive in the woman's paradigm. So I'm going to go ahead and say this is very attractive. I'm not going to say it's top tier attraction. I think it's definitely very, very important and very, very attractive for women. And yeah, I'll say it like that, right? It goes without saying, right? It's acquisition of resources and potential resources. So obviously it has to be very, very attractive for sure. The next one is having an abundance mindset, right? This is going to be one that if you don't have an abundance mindset, you're cooked. You're just cooked. So, Elon, is going to go in the top tier attraction, right? This is having an abundance mindset. You either have an abundance or you have a scarcity mindset, and the way in which you talk to a woman is going to show everything. So, for example, I had to use this as a example in one of my podcasts that I did recently. The example that I use is this. Let's just say you have two guys, right? You have one guy who's a little bit more of the bad boy, and you have one guy who's really just a nice guy, right? Let's just say one guy, the bad boy, obviously can get women, right? And the other guy can't get women. But let's just say they both end up getting one woman a month, right? For obviously the bad boy, that's going to be by choice, and the other guy is going to be by circumstance, right? The way in which you would treat a woman in both of those predicaments, even though you have the same exact results, is going to be completely different, right? The man who can get women, the bad boy that I'd mentioned, right, is going to just exude this type of energy that even if this is not the one, he can still get women, right? The problem with the scarcity mindset, which I'll discuss later, is you're putting yourself in a position where you make it seem as if you can't get anything else, or this is the best that you could do. So that is why it's very, very important. If you're able to exude this abundance mindset and you're able to show this woman that you can get women, right? You can get women or you can get whatever, right? You have an abundance. You're not functioning in this scarcity mindset. It's going to be top tier. For the most part, this right here, having an abundance mindset is going to work even if you're not attractive. It's going to show women that you have this ability to not give a shit, and at the same time also believe in yourself. It's really belief in yourself, right? Usually when you're in a scarcity mindset, you're not functioning the way that you should function. That's going to be best and the most optimal for you and for your attraction. So I put that in top tier. I'm gonna go ahead and read some of these comments, and then I'll go ahead and get back to it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. Yeah, money is for yourself, not for women. Make money. Make sure you're good with money to get money, champ. Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already know what time it is. And if there is anything that you feel like needs to be added, let me know for sure. GDP, appreciate for stopping by. Money becomes more important. Right now, ages 18 to 24, women don't care about money as much. I've seen bums with beautiful women. 100%. It's exactly true for sure. It's definitely, like I said, it's very, very attractive, and it's only going to get more attractive depending on where you are in your own life for sure. Getting into the next one. This is going to be your facial looks, right? So you have the body looks and you have your facial looks. Those are two different things, and I'm going to tell you which one I think, based on some studies that I heard, what is more important. So this one is going to go in the very attractive. If you have a good-looking face, I'm not going to say spend all your time trying to improve your facial looks, but I do believe that most women do find men's faces very, very attractive as opposed to their body, which I'll discuss later. But I think it's very, very important because of the simple fact that this is something that you somewhat, obviously you can't control, but at the same time you can control certain things, whether this is, this is going to go for your hair, this is going to go for your beard, this is going to go for your teeth, this is going to go for your skin quality, all of this, right? It's going to be very, very important, right? You have a lot to deal with, right? And let's just say your teeth are messed up. You get them fixed, that's going to give you confidence, right? And that's going to be portrayed in your experiences that you will have with women, right? Or let's just say you're trying to find out which haircut looks best on you, right? The moment that you're able to find it, you're going to have a level of confidence that you would not have any other way, right? You can't supplement a good haircut. You can't supplement a good teeth. You can't supplement good quality skin or somebody that looks like they're taking care of their skin. So I'm going to put that in very, very attractive. I think it's absolutely important. And yes, you should work on it. And yes, you should have a facial routine. You should be getting haircuts frequently. You should be getting your beard trimmed frequently if you have a beard or if you have a mustache, whatever. You should be taking care of your teeth. You should be taking care of your skin, all that. So I think it's very, very attractive. Most women would probably agree that that's probably going to be very attractive as well. Elon is top tier for women just because he got what he, yeah, exactly. Come on now. But yeah, I'd say that's going to be in very, very attractive. Next one. All right. This is going to be good hygiene. This is going to be, come on now, it's got to be very, very attractive. Come on now. If a man doesn't take care of his hygiene, women are going to write you off based off of that, right? If you're a man that's good looking, but yet you don't take care of your hygiene, right? You don't brush your teeth, you don't wash your body as frequently, or you don't do the basics when it comes to the maintenance of your body, women are not going to find you attractive, right? At the end of the day. So yes, when a woman can tell that you take care of yourself, right? She's going to automatically view you as more attractive because There's a lot of men, unfortunately, whether we like to admit it or not, that truly do not take care of themselves. And they don't take showers as frequently, they don't get haircuts as frequently, they don't brush their teeth as much as they say that they do. There's many different things, but there's many different things that really go into this, but at the same time, when it comes to being very, very attractive, most men that fall into this category are going to be the ones that actually take care of themselves. Make sure they're wearing deodorant, make sure they're washing everything, man. Come on, it's pretty common sense, but yes, that's going to be very attractive, right? Next one, this is going to be an interesting one. This is going to be having a social life. So that maybe this is going out, being in the scene, and just going new places and trying new things. This is all going to be all encompassing in this one picture. And I'm going to say this is I'm going to say this is top tier. And for the reason I'm going to say it's top tier is because of this. Women like men that have things going on. And if you can portray that you have things going on, whether you do or whether you don't, right? If you can portray that you have motion, whether you do or whether you don't, that's going to be much more attractive, right? There's going to be two different types of men. I'll give you an example, right? Let's just say one is always locked in. Of course, that's going to be respectable. That's going to be admirable to men, right? And then you got what's actually attractive and what women actually respond to. And that's going to be men that are actually go out and do things and have friends that they go out with, or they yeah, they're just out in the scene, right? Women are going to find you as more attractive. They see you doing things, right? Let's just say you post some stuff on social media. They're going to see you doing things and they're automatically going to be more attracted just because of that, right? It goes without saying, right? I think it is top tier. And if you look at it versus a man who's not going out, a woman is going to there's going to be more of a mystery. There's going to be more mystery of a man who's going out. Oh, where's he going? Who's he going with? Right? Women are automatically going to think of these certain things, and it's automatically going to add to your attraction because it's more of the unknown. It's more of the mystery, and obviously you're going to look like you're more sociable. You're going to look like, and you're going to appear to have some more social skills, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to put that in top tier attraction for sure. Getting into the next one, another one, top tier attraction. If there was a thing above this one right here, it'd fall into this category. But for now, I'm gonna put that in top tier attraction. This is going to be being around women, right? Or having friends that are women, right? This is what we call pre-selection. Pre-selection is essentially the concept that when women see you around other women, it automatically says, it almost goes without saying that you can get women, or that women find your presence comfortable. They find your presence um, needed, pretty much, right? And the more attractive, let's just say, for example, you were just even talking. Let's just say, I'll give you an example. Let's say there's one woman in the club. We'll use a club as an example, or you can use the gym if you would want, right? Let's just say you have one woman that you're really really attracted to, and let's just say you have friends that are other women, right? Let's just say you're trying to get the number of the girl that you've never talked to, and yet we have women that work on themselves, that look good. They come up to you and they have a conversation with you, right? Automatically, if that woman recognizes and sees you with those women, she's automatically going to be more attractive to you because you've shown, like I said, it's pre-selection. You've shown things that other men haven't, right? You've shown that you get along with women. You show that women are comfortable within your presence. You've shown a lot more things, and that's going to add and be top tier attraction, right? Most women will say, "Oh, I don't believe this." Look at what they respond to, right? Every single time that I have had a situation where I've talked to women, right, or I've talked to, if a woman sees me talking to other women, right, every single time, every time I've seen that scenario happen, they always have this different sense of attraction for me, whether they would like to admit it or not, right? So let me see if I can give you an example. The example I'll use is this. So I remember this one time where, um, what was the scenario? My God. There was a scenario in which I was talking with my friends, and uh I was okay. So it's like this. It's like this. I got it. So I was at the gym, and I was with one of the girls that I was talking to, and I was talking to two girls at one time, right? The other girl that was at the gym, and like I said, this is a rookie mistake, but hear me out. So one girl had seen one girl had seen me with the other girl that I was talking to. I was talking to both of them at the same time, right? And when I was doing that, the girl that seen me talking to the other girl, or with the other girl, she automatically was kind of turned off initially, but she still came around and was still interested in me and was even more attracted to me at that point. Ever since that point, she seen me with another woman. She was way more attracted to me. So that is what I say through my own personal experiences and through the experiences that I've seen with other people as well. If you can surround yourself with women, whether this is being friends with women or just talking to them in a public scenario, it's going to be night and day when it comes to your attraction. And if you don't do this, you're not necessarily maxing out the amount of attraction that you possibly can when it comes to a woman. And yeah, I think it's night and day. Getting into the next one, this is going to be bad hygiene. This one's obviously you're cooked. Come on now, like this it really doesn't need that much explaining, right? You're cooked, right? If you don't have good hygiene, you're automatically cooked. If you smell bad, if you don't look like you're keeping up with yourself, women are automatically gonna write you off, right? Let's just say you are decently attractive, but you don't take care of your teeth. Women will understand this and will get to know you in a situation when it comes to you getting up close to them. They're gonna notice, right? They're gonna look. There's gonna be many different things that really can signal this. Or let's just say you smell bad, right? They're gonna notice. They're gonna notice this eventually. You might get away with it for a little bit, but I'll tell you right now, when it comes to long term, you're most definitely not gonna get away with it. So yes, if you're a person that is lacking in hygiene, right, and this can go for many different things, right? Let's just say you're not taking care of your teeth. Let's just say you're not keeping up with your hair, and you look really really shaggy, or you don't put deodorant on, or you don't take showers when you're supposed to, or whatever the scenario is, right? If your hygiene is not kept up well, you're going to be cooked. You're going to be cooked automatically. And like I said, I really can't understate this because it's something that it should go without saying. But yeah, there's still a lot of men that really struggle with this. So if you don't want to be cooked, make sure you take care of your hygiene. Next one is bad mental hygiene, right? So this can be negative, and I use Kanye as the example, right? Obviously, it's Kanye has this reputation that's really not the best when it comes to his own mental hygiene. So I'm going to go ahead and use him as that. So like let's just say this is going to be a man who's maybe a little bit more unsure of himself. Maybe this is going to be a man that does not necessarily have the best self-talk. And yeah, essentially that's the concept that I was trying to portray with this. And if you're a person with bad mental hygiene, obviously you're cooked. If you're a good-looking guy, and let's just say you're decently confident, but you start to display insecurity to a woman, automatically she's gonna write you off. Even if you do look good, even if she is attracted to you, if you portray this sense of insecurity with the woman, and I'm not saying, or I'm gonna say vulnerability, just vulnerability in general, right? Most women are not going to respond very favorably to that. That's just what it is, right? A lot of men would like to say, "Oh, well, you can get away with it a little bit." I'm gonna say no for sure. So, if you're a person that's lacking on the bad mental hygiene, like I said, your self talk is really really bad, or maybe you're just not optimistic about life in general, right? Women, even if they're attracted to you, even if you have other things that you're working on, eventually over time it's going to show in your interaction, right? At the end of the day, I've seen men like this that are good looking dudes that just can't handle women at all because their mental hygiene, they don't have any confidence. They don't have the right mindsets. They don't have the right approach in life, and that's going to really really affect a lot of different things. And like I said, if you have that, you're pretty much cooked. You're pretty much cooked for sure. So let me read some of these. Wait, why does she turn off at first but then doubled back after? Because it's okay, KG. I'm gonna respond to that. He's referring to this one, right? She double backed. Yes, she double backed. Of course, she would double back because here's the thing: she knows that she's not the only one, and when she knows she's not the only one, of course she's going to double back because there's mystery. Like I said, you show abundance, you show many different things with pre-selection and with being able to be around other women as well. So, of course, she doubled back. Are we really surprised about that? Come on now. Anthony, you already know what time it is. If you lack discipline with your hygiene, then you probably lack discipline in other areas of life. Yes, that is 100% factual. So, yeah, that I agree. I agree with for that for damn sure. All right, next one. This is going to be good mental hygiene. This is about having a very positive outlook on life. This is going to be about having positive self-talk, right? Believing in yourself, having confidence. This is all going to fall within this. And I'm going to say this is very, very attractive. I'm not going to put it in top tier attractive, but yes, this is going to be very, very important for obvious reasons, right? Everybody wants to be around somebody that's positive, right? Everybody likes to be around people that are positive. If you're not positive, people are not going to be like, they're not going to like to be around you as much, right? You have a different energy, you have a different vibe when people are really, really positive, right? You want to be around those people, you attract more people because of that, and that's just what it is at the end of the day. So, yeah, there's going to be many different things that you could go into with good mental hygiene, but ultimately, like I said, it's going to be the mindsets that you have. It's going to be the way in which you carry yourself. This is going to be the confidence that you have. And yes, it's going to be very, very confident. Even if you're not that conventionally attractive to a woman, if you have a positive, healthy mental mind frame, I'll say, it's going to be it's going to be very, very attractive because there's so many people in this life, men and women, that truly do not have good mental hygiene. So if you have this and you're able to portray this, people like to be around people like this. That's what it is at the end of the day. Getting into the next one, this is Joe Rogan, obviously, the man of many interests. This is going to be if you want to be attractive to women, you must have interests. You must have many interests. You must be able to dive into all of these. I'm going to put this in, oh my God. I'm going to put this in very attractive. It's very attractive for this reason, and I'll explain it right now. It's not going to be top tier attraction just because it's complimentary. It's not necessarily something that is, I guess it can make a lot of you, but at the same time it's not everything, but it's definitely very, very important still, obviously, making a man very, very attractive. I think this can take you from average to good, but it won't take you from good to, or how do I want to put this, man? This will take you from average to good. I'm gonna say that, right? Having interest is gonna make you a very, very attractive for obvious reasons. You have things going on, you have things that you're passionate about that you can talk about, right? Women really enjoy a man who's able to display interest in certain things and who's able to talk about passionately just about anything, right? If you're passionate about something stupid, and a women, if they find you attractive and then they realize that you have a passion towards something, usually women really, really enjoy hearing a man talk about the things that they like with passion, of course. And I would say that is going to be very, very attractive to most women if you're able to have interests, you're able to talk about these interests, and you're able to maybe even help her develop her own interests as well. So I think that is very, very important. And if you're a man that is lacking interests, that's going to also be a very, very big problem. And I would say, unfortunately, a lot of people nowadays, they really have lacking interests, right? They don't have multiple things that they're truly interested in. And this is going to be and going to cause a lot of problems because you're not going to be as, let's just say, entertaining, or you're not going to be as, the interaction's not going to be that great just because, come on now, what is there to talk about if it's not about your interests, right? Obviously, you can talk about things that are going on within society and things like that, but when it comes down to it, a lot of the conversation that you're going to have with the woman is going to stem within your interests. And if you don't have any interest, or rather, if she doesn't have any interest, the conversation really isn't going to be that great, right? And you can't be that attractive if your conversation is stale, if your character is just stale because you don't have interests. So yeah, I think this can be average to good, and it's definitely going to take you from good to great. That's for sure. So very, very attractive. What are some interests I can get into that women like in a man? Because I want to get into playing an instrument and snowboarding this year, and that's my main goal. All right, that's going to be obvious, right? Anything physical, women are going to be very, very interested in. For the most part, most women are going to be genuinely interested in that. I think you pursuing a creative endeavor, whatever you find that to be, um, anything that you're passionate about, right? Like I said, maybe a creative endeavor, maybe you like to draw, or maybe you like to edit, or whatever that is, right? I think women view that as very, very attractive as well. Um, some other some other interests, man. At the end of the day, just be yourself and be passionate about what you're doing, right? I think women are just good. They're gonna respond well always to that, so that's what it is. Getting into the next one, this is going to be body. This one right here, man. Unfortunately, it's probably one of the most overrated things on this list. I'm gonna be honest, and I'll explain. I'll explain why. I'm gonna put this in decently attractive. This this can this is not necessarily gonna be a make or break. That's for damn sure, right? Here's the thing. You've heard women talk about this. I'm sure you've seen women talk about this when it comes to body. Most women, they're they don't really like men that are super overly built, right? The ideal body for a woman, and I'll explain a few things that I've learned. The ideal body for a woman in terms of what she's attracted to is going to be more of like the swimmer's body. You got very wide shoulders, you got a slim waist, you're in good shape. It looks like you work out, it looks like you're active. That is going to be the most optimal attraction, or body of attraction for women, right? Now, when you get into the bodybuilders and things like that, the men that are trying to lift like 5 or 6 plates on the fucking bench and shit like that, I'm not gonna. I'm Here's the thing. You do you at the end of the day, but when it comes down to it, is this right? If you're hitting that much weight, yeah, you're strong and yeah, all that whatever, right? But you've probably already been hit the maximum amount of attraction that you can get from women from your body. So if you see the men in the gym that are super super jacked, odds is they've capped out of their bodily attraction a while back. And that's what it is at the end of the day, right? Women just like a man who's physically capable, who's a little bit lean, and that's pretty much what they like, right? They don't really if you're in good shape, it's gonna say a lot about you, but at the same time, it's not going to be. I don't think it's very very attractive. I think it depends on the type of woman you're also dealing with, right? If you're dealing with a woman that is, um, if you're dealing with a woman that goes to the gym, obviously this is going to be a little bit higher. But at the end of the day, most women, I'd say generally speaking, they don't view this as high as men think. And of course, obviously you see men in the gym, they pursue this and spend a lot of time on this, and like I said, most of them have already capped out. If we're being honest, they really need to just work on other things. But yeah, it's gonna be very very attractive. It's obviously gonna be under the face, and I've heard a few studies, and you can go ahead and look in for yourself. Women view a good face more attractive than a good body. That's what it is at the end of the day. But I do believe you should be working on your body. You should be going to the gym. I just came back from the gym literally right before this, so highly, highly recommend you still work on your body. But at the end of the day, it's not going to be the most attractive. It's not going to be top tier attraction. But yeah, let me read some of these comments. YouTube is me, my brother. Yeah, that's your interest. All right, then you got to go full in on that for sure. It's not make or break because fat dudes be winning. At least in college, I go to yeah, exactly. So that's another reason why. That's another reason why it's only decently attractive, right? You still see men that have dad bods that women will say, "Oh yeah, I like a dad bod," and things like that. So if you have that, and like I said, some of the time women what they say and what they respond to are two different things. But at the end of the day, most women are kind of fine with a dude who's tall and skinny for whatever reason, and they're also kind of cool with a guy who's who really does have that dad bod. So like if you even work on yourself at all, you're automatically going to be in a position where you're more attractive. So that's just something that I observe for sure. But for long-term health, we won because we're overtaking fat dudes and putting them in the dust. Yeah, you already know what time it is. If you put work in the gym, you're gonna be good, man. I don't think you need to be under 9%. Yeah, that's excessive. I agree. I agree for sure. I would say ideally speaking, if you want to be about anywhere from 12 to 15%, that's gonna be pretty optimal when it comes to attraction. And like I said, you're gonna max out and you're gonna cap out at decently attractive anyway. So that's what I think. Getting into the next one, top tier attraction. This is going to be status. Status is going to be in top tier for obvious reasons, right? This could make or break how you do with women at the end of the day, right? So for example, right, you have streamers that have never worked on themselves physically, who really don't necessarily work on themselves and figure out their own problems in their own personal life, but yet they have a lot of clout, right? They have a lot of status and they can get women, and women respond well to men that have high status. And that's what it is at the end of the day. You could have a guy who's doing the same thing, who's in the same exact position in life, but one has status and one doesn't, and the one that has status has a completely different life, even though they have the same problems, and their ability to attract women are going to be completely different. So I'm gonna put that in top tier because that truly can be, if you're an ugly guy or if you're a guy who's struggling in a lot of different things, if you have status, you can still pull eights, nines, and tens actually easily, a lot more easy than you would think. So I'm gonna put that with status, right? Obviously, status can be very many different things. If you want to know a little bit more about what I think about status, refer to my last podcast that I did. But I'm gonna say I'm gonna put it in top tier because it's just something that really can't be overstated, can't be understated. That's for damn sure. And yeah, if you have high status, whether and any of these can be a combination of high status. So if you have a few of these, that's going to be viewed as high status at the end of the day. So you're definitely going to be winning, right? If you have interests, if you have a social life and you have women, and if you have an abundance mindset, right, that's going to be that's going to be top tier at the end of the day. So yeah, it's going to be top tier attraction for sure. Sense of humor should be in second tier or top. Definitely not. Definitely not. That is a very, very big misconception. No, that's for sure. Women will say, "Oh, I really, really like a funny guy," and then they get a short, funny guy. They don't even want to talk to him, brother. I'll tell you that. Funny can only get you so far. It's not going to really take you over the top at the end of the day. And like I said, it's definitely not going to be there. It's one of the most overrated things Good humor is probably one of the most overrated things when it comes to what women say that they're attracted to. In reality, like I said, you got to look at what they respond to, right? Yes, they can respond to a funny guy, but here's the thing: if you're just funny, you have nothing else going on for you, you're cooked. And that's what it is at the end of the day, right? If you have some of these things that are in very attractive, or top tier attractive, or top tier attraction, right? If you have any of these, you're definitely not cooked for sure. If you just have one of those things, for sure. All right, getting into the next one. Yes, sir. Yeah, you know what time it is, man. Yeah, tap into the status podcast for sure. Next one. This is gonna be confidence. This is obviously gonna be top tier. Come on now. If you don't have confidence, you're cooked, man. That's what it is at the end of the day. So yeah, yeah. If you here's the thing, that position right there. If you want to get more testosterone, if you want to be more confident, if you do that pose, like I said, they have studies that show that if men who do that for longer periods of time, they have more confidence, and they have more yeah, they just have more confidence, right? Or they have more testosterone, all that. Like I said, you can look into that yourself, but yes, this is going to be top tier attraction for obvious reasons. A man who's confident is going to dominate, whether you look good, whether you don't look good, whether you have things going on for you, whether you don't have things going on for you. If you can exude confidence and you can portray confidence to a woman, automatically going to be top tier attraction. That's for sure, right? You see men, and KJ was mentioning it earlier, right? You see women that, or you see men that are not in the best shape, but they're confident. They still get women, right? That's what it is at the end of the day. Or the men that are very, very skinny, but yet they're confident for whatever reason. Those men still get women, right? So, yes, this is going to be top tier attraction. You need to work. Here's the thing: if you struggle with confidence, I have a self improvement podcast that can help you out potentially, but you look into that for yourself. But yes, I would if you have confidence, and here's the thing: even if you have a sense of like arrogance, where your reality doesn't necessarily match your ego, or yeah, I'll say that, right? Women still find that attractive, right? At the end of the day, right? Even if it's an illusion of confidence, women still find that attractive because it almost shows that abundance mindset. And obviously, it is a little bit deceiving, but at the end of the day, women like confident men. If you're not confident, you're. I'm not gonna say you're cooked because you can still work on yourself, but at the end of the day, confidence is king. At the end of the day, right? Whether you have it or whether you don't have it, or rather whether you have other things that make you confident, whether you don't have them, but yet you still have confidence, it's going to be a completely different result. So the last one is going to be bad mental hygiene. This one's going to be having a scarcity mindset. My bad. Scarcity mindset, you're cooked for obvious reasons, fellas. If you have a scarcity mindset, if you don't believe you can get more or attain more, if you don't if you don't portray this, and if you're not able to exude this to women, right, this is going to be a very, very big problem, and you're most definitely cooked for sure. So this could be you could display this in many different ways, and I'll give you an example. Let's just say you're talking to a woman and you're overly texting her, right? So let's just say she responds every 2 hours. Every single time she responds after the 2 hours is over, she responds to you, and you go ahead and text her right away. You text her two or three times because you never know when the next time you're going to get her attention is, right? That's going to portray that scarcity, right? The man who has the abundance is going to be the man that says, you know what, she put me on, she left me on deliver for 2 hours. That's fine. I have things I got to go ahead and handle and things I got to take care of. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of those. And when I get back to her, I'll get back to her. Right? Completely different mindsets, completely different results with women. That's for damn sure. So if you're a man that has this scarcity mindset, and this can be the example that I used is a very, very small example of the scarcity mindset, right? You can portray this in many different ways, but if you have this scarcity mindset, even if you're attractive, even if a woman is truly attracted to you, even if you have things going on for you, if you still have a scarcity mindset, it's not going to work out, and you're most definitely still cooked, right? So that's what I will say, and that, like I said, that one necessarily can't be overstated ever at all. So if you're a person that is experiencing this scarcity mindset, I would highly, highly recommend to try your best to fix that. Do whatever is going to make you feel confident, and hopefully you will rid yourself of the scarcity mindset. But that is all I have to say for today. Appreciate everyone tapping in. I'll be doing more of these in the future, so if you want to watch it live, make sure you go and subscribe. I'm gonna read a few of these comments and then I'll go ahead and end it off. I've seen baddies with average guys with a sense of humor. Yeah, but do they keep them ever? Never. Salute to everyone who's in the chat. Appreciate it. You already know what time it is. Women can be leading the relationship and most likely belittle the man because most funny guys don't respect themselves. Yeah, most funny guys they lean on that way too much, man. I'll tell you that right now. They lean on that way too much. because they likely did it to please women. Exactly, exactly. So yeah, like I said, funniness or yeah, your humor and all that. That's I'm gonna say. Like I said, it's not. I'm not gonna say it's not. I'm not gonna say it's nothing. And here's the thing: it's decently attractive at the end of the day. It's just as attractive as somebody working on their body, right? So that's still attractive. That's still fairly attractive. But at the end of the day, just because you're funny, man. Like I said, women will say, and I gotta reemphasize this, right? Some of these things that women will say that they're truly attracted to, you must look at the way in which they react, right? Yes, I'm sure they'll talk to funny guys. And maybe here's the thing. Most of those guys that are really, really funny, they just end up in the friend zone anyways at the end of the day, right? The ones that don't have anything going on, but they're funny, yeah, you're a good time to be around. I want to do, the girl will say, I do want to be around you a little bit, but here's the thing, I ain't ever gonna fuck you. And that's what it is at the end of the day, right? You ain't gonna, yeah, you can laugh, maybe you be able to laugh a few panties off, but I'll let you know right now, those top tier chicks, they're gonna demand a lot more, and they're gonna be looking at all of these right over here for sure. They're not gonna be like, oh, he's funny, so I'm gonna give him a pass. No, they're still gonna be looking at all of these things that truly make a man very attractive, and a man who has top tier attraction. That's what it is at the end of the day. But that's all I have to say. Appreciate y'all for stopping by. Make sure you go ahead and leave a like, do whatever you got to do. And until next time, tap on the podcast on Thursday, man. Y'all have a good night.